Welcome to Inkquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with another fountain pen review. I've been looking forward to this old versus new showdown for weeks now. When I saw the new owners of Sheaffer announce the rebirth of the legendary Sheaffer Legacy, I just had to have one in my hands. I reached out to my friend Joost Appelbaum and asked if he could send one to me for review and comparison to the original Sheaffer Legacy. He instantly responded by sending me this new Sheaffer Legacy. I also reached out to my friends in the Calgary Pen Club to see if I could borrow an original Sheaffer Legacy, and my friend Mike stepped up and offered to loan me not one, but two original Sheaffer Legacies, so heartfelt thanks to both Joost and Mike for your generosity. Mike, you'll get both of your pens back next week. Joost, not so much. And without further ado, let's take a look at the new versus old right now. Of course, thanks go out to Joost for sending me this pen for review. Very generous. And we have the familiar green Appelbaum box. And we have a thank you card from Appelbaum with a beautiful Reids pen. Look at that. Kind regards. Carefully packed by Joost himself. Oh, lots of peanuts. And some stroopwafels. Stroopwafel, yay! I think this is a more environmentally friendly popcorn here. Oh, it's a nice big box. And we have a nicely gift-wrapped, as always, box from Appelbaum. I really appreciate the way they do this because it makes it much more of a celebratory kind of a thing when you're opening a box from Appelbaum. And we'll unwrap this like a birthday present. You're very careful at first. And you go, oh, I gotta save all this paper. You never save the paper. And then you just rip it apart. And here's the nice big box with Sheaffer foil stamped on the top. Sheaffer pen, Sheaffer Legacy E9064, black and chrome trims, fountain pen medium, black. Serial numbers made in China. So, owned and operated out of India, made in China. And that's not a surprise. Oh, we have a tag on this end as well. It says E906453 Legacy Black Pen Sheaffer, E9064 Black and Chrome Trims, FP Medium. And a foil stamp, a timeless innovation. Ooh, this is very nice. This is classic Sheaffer with the red and white dot, established 1913. Nice leather-like box. Opens up with a beautiful soft lining with Sheaffer embossed, the Appelbaum sticker, and it comes in a leather-like pouch, very similar to the Leonardo pouch. Now that I've had a chance to feel and smell this pouch, it is in fact leather. And it's leather, soft leather, like suede on the inside and stitched leather on the outside. A nice addition to the pen. Before I slide the pen out, let's see what's underneath. And we have a couple of Sheaffer cartridges, black and blue. A Sheaffer booklet. Oh, it's a lint-free cleaning cloth. Okay, so a microfiber cloth. That's very nice. All these little extras give you the feeling that you're into a luxury purchase item. Welcome guide, QR code here for the warranty, contact customer relations, and they have an address there for customer service, warranty, defects in manufacturing and materials for a period of 2 years from the date of purchase. That's a nice generous warranty in many languages. And then there's some components of the fountain pen. It is a cartridge pen, obviously, since they gave you cartridges. Shows you how to use a converter. Be interested to see if a converter comes with the pen. We have a card here that says Legacy Timeless Innovation. Step into a world where history meets innovation, where every stroke tells an exquisite story, and where elegance is more than just an accessory, it's a legacy. Crafted with precision, the Legacy isn't just a tool, it's a companion for those who believe in the power of the written word. All nice sentiments. And let's take a look at the pen. Here we go. Well, that's gorgeous, and it's hefty. It has the classic shape, and I think it's a pull-off, yes. And posts, gorgeous, and there's the classic Sheaffer nib. This, of course, is steel, not gold. They're not offering gold just yet, but it has a nice heft to it. So it feels like lacquer over brass. Let's unscrew the barrel, and we have a Sheaffer converter. Good. So it comes with 2 cartridges and a converter, and there I surmised it was lacquer over brass, and in fact it is. So you can see the brass right there, and it's an enamel lacquer over a brass body, hence the weight of this pen. Let's see what it feels like. Unposted, very, very nice. It feels very similar to my Sheaffer PFM, M for medium on the back of the section, and Sheaffer with a trademark and no other markings. Nice positive click, and it doesn't rotate once you've clicked it. As the Sheaffer white dot, it no longer means what it used to mean. Sheaffer on the very wide chrome cap band. Well, this is a very nice presentation so far. Substantial feeling pen. I'll be interested to ink this up and give it a try. The original W.A. Sheaffer Company was founded by Walter A. Sheaffer in Fort Madison, Wisconsin in 1913. In 1997, the company was sold to the French Bic Corporation and then to A.T. Cross in 2014. Just a couple of years ago, the Indian multi-brand retailer of writing instruments and accessories, William Penn Private Limited, purchased the brand. The CEO of William Penn, Nikhil Rajan, went on Joost Appelbaum's YouTube channel and talked about wanting to rejuvenate the brand to its former glory. The introduction of the new Sheaffer Legacy is part of the brand rebuilding process. I've heard rumors they might also be resurrecting the legendary PFM, or Pen for Men, snorkel touchdown filler. And here is my Sheaffer PFM from 1960, manufactured in Fort Madison, Wisconsin. The Sheaffer website shows they are continuing to make all the current models that existed before the takeover. The Sheaffer 100, 300, VFM, and Icon included. And here's my Sheaffer Icon. It's a lovely, lovely pen, and I did a review of that a couple of years ago, and you can find that review by clicking right up there. And all of those models and these models are made in China. Let's do a side-by-side comparison of the new Legacy with the old Legacy. And this is the new Sheaffer Legacy provided by Joost Appelbaum. And here are 2 Sheaffer Legacies that were manufactured in the USA while the company belonged to Bic in 2007. Both the new and the old Legacy are made of metal and plastic. The old Legacy is chrome brass with a plastic section and an 18-karat gold nib. And the new Legacy is enamel paint over brass with a plastic section and a steel nib. Both are cartridge converter pens and use the proprietary Sheaffer converter and cartridges. From the outside, the only visible difference, other than the finish treatment, is that the new Legacy has a longer and slimmer clip. Both clips are spring-loaded. They pivot into the cap, but the original Legacy is much easier to manipulate. The new Legacy is rather stiff by comparison. Both cap bands are exactly the same size, with the old Legacy saying Sheaffer USA and the new Legacy just saying Sheaffer. Both pens are snap caps and work very nicely with no spin. Here's the new Legacy snap cap, no spin. Uncapped, we see the classic Sheaffer Imperial inlaid nib. The diamond shape inside the inlay is fatter on the old Legacy, and the old Legacy says Sheaffer. There's a hallmark registered trademark, 18K, and 750 for the gold content, which is 75% pure. Even using my USB microscope, I can't determine what that hallmark is right there. Although the fact that it has a hallmark at all shows this pen was exported for sale in Canada, as nibs made for sale in the USA do not have hallmarks. And since this nib is in silver color, I'm assuming that this is a platinum-plated 18-karat gold nib. The older of the 2 original Legacies, here on the left, has a hallmark which says SPCO, which I'm going to assume means a silver plate coated 18 karat gold. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong. You can see that the silver plate is starting to come off, and that makes sense that this one's platinum and this one's silver, because silver is much softer and less robust than platinum plating. The plastic sections and feeds are almost identical on the new and the old pens, except for a silk-screened M on the back of the new Legacy for medium nib. When it comes to the numbers, I've made detailed measurements of both pens and put them into a spreadsheet, of course. Here, the old Legacy is on the left and the new one is on the right. The new Legacy is slightly larger in all measurements except for unposted length, which is only a 0.5 millimeter shorter. The posted length is significant at 4 millimeters, as is the overall weight, with the new Legacy being 7 grams heavier. Both take the same Sheaffer converters and cartridges. And this might be of interest. The original Sheaffer section will screw onto the barrel of the new Legacy, but not vice versa. So the new Legacy won't go onto the barrel of the original Legacy. So that tells me that the original threads are thinner. So now let's do a blind taste test. I'll shuffle the pens around, close my eyes, and feel the differences. First I'll shuffle them around. Where it comes out, nobody knows. And then I'll pick them up randomly and feel them. Well, right away I can feel the ribs on the original, but just by holding them, I can feel the extra weight on the new Legacy. And closing my eyes and feeling both of them, I'm not sure that I can feel the thickness difference. Now let's try them unposted. Shuffle them up. I have no idea which one's which. And I'll hold this one in my hand, and of course I can feel the ribs there, so I know this is the original. The new one really does have some heft to it compared to the original. This one's just slightly lighter, but the balance feels exactly the same. I found that it doesn't really matter all that much how heavy a pen is, as long as it's well balanced. It doesn't fatigue the hand. Now let's post them both and see. Here's the original. I'm not fooling anyone. I can feel that's the original, and it's exquisitely well balanced in the hand. And here's the new one. Well, that's the major difference to me. Other differences were very, very subtle, but when it's posted, I can feel that now balancing this pen slightly back. It's not bad. You have to shift your grip a little bit, so I can write with this pen posted, no issues whatsoever, but I can feel that weight imbalance between the two. And looking at the inside of both caps, we see that they both have a plastic cap liner to keep the nib from drying out. And after using this new Legacy for the last couple of weeks, I've not had any issues with this pen drying out. It starts first time every time when I try to write with it. The new Sheaffer Legacy is available on Applebaum for 178 euros, which is about $210 US. Americans will have to pay tariffs, fees, and duties as the pen is made in China. The Legacy is currently available only in this black with silver hardware and features either a fine or medium steel nib. An 18-karat gold medium nib will be available in November, priced at 300 euros or around $355 US. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here is the Sheaffer Legacy in black with silver hardware, with a 2007 Sheaffer Legacy in chrome with an 18-karat gold nib, a 1960 Sheaffer PFM, a 1970s Sheaffer Targa in brown Rance lac, and a 1964 Sheaffer Imperial 2 Touchdown. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. The new Legacy has a steel nib. The 2007 Legacy has an 18-karat gold palladium plated nib. The Sheaffer PFM from 1960 has a 14-karat gold nib. The 1970s Targa has a 14-karat gold nib. And the Sheaffer Imperial has a 14-karat gold Triumph nib that has been customized into a stub by me breaking it and then fixing it. And you can see here the roughly 4 millimeter difference in length posted between the new and the old Legacy. That has an effect on the balance of the pen while it's posted. This one sitting further back with a heavier cap unbalances that pen a little bit more than this one. Let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. And you may agree or disagree with me, but my opinion is these Imperial inlaid nibs are some of, if not the most beautiful nibs ever created. Now let's look at some measurements and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is Clairefontaine 90 GSM paper, and this is the new Sheaffer Legacy, and it has a medium steel nib. Let's check the wetness. Well, it's plenty wet and very silky smooth. Right out of the box, I had to do nothing to this nib. And it was one of those moments where you sort of cringe a little bit. I hope this nib is nice when you ink it up for the first time and you put the nib to the paper and write with it and you go, oh my God, that's nice.
Oh my God, coming, oh my God, coming, another one coming.
So I instantly fell in love with this pen. The way it feels in the hand, the way it glides on the page, and the way it looks. But I'm giving away the ending. And the ink today is Vintage Sheaffer Script Peacock Blue from a bottle I picked up at an antique store that dates from around 1960. And I've been using this vintage, no longer attainable ink in this new Legacy since I got the pen a couple of weeks ago. I took the pen with me on my trip to British Columbia and wrote with it every day in my journal. And I'm starting to worry that I'll run out of this marvelous old ink and never be able to obtain more. So I did some research on close matches and made a video of some of the inks that I thought came close. You can see that video by clicking right up there. And thanks to you Inkquiring minds out there for continuing to provide more suggestions as to close matches for this incredible extinct ink. I might have to do a follow-up video with more suggestions and tests. For example, I failed to even sample an ink that I have on my shelf but totally forgot about. This is a Iroshizuku Amairo and is a lovely close match. And let's lay down a couple of lines of peacock here and then use my glass dip pen to lay down some Amairo and see. Now on camera, turquoises and blue-greens don't perform that well, but I will tell you what I'm seeing with my little eye. And I spy with my little eye that Iroshizuku Amairo is more blue than green in comparison between the two. So it's not quite as nice a match as the Waterman inspired blue. But back to the Legacy. As to line variation, this nib behaves very much like a vintage Sheaffer and even my beloved Pelikan M800 in that although it is a standard medium grind, it has a definite stub-like feel and behavior to it with thicker verticals and thinner horizontals. And let's measure the horizontal and the vertical with my MM pad that I received from Gold Spot Pens. Thank you, Tom Odo. And we'll see how it comes out. So the horizontal is about 0.5 millimeters and the vertical line is about 0.7, a little thicker than 0.7. So 0.5 millimeters to 0.7 millimeters, which gives you some really nice, effortless line variation in your normal writing. And for our quote, and for some reverse writing, can't spell reverse writing. It's a little bit rough, a little bit, but it's giving a very thin, fine line, and it's actually keeping up. Look at that. So sketchers out there, take note. And for some quick writing, I've had no issues with this feed not keeping up with that excellent flow of gorgeous ink. Oh my God, I'm wasting my vintage ink. I should stop doing that. And let's do some writing with Mike's original Sheaffer Legacy. This one is a stub. I'm going to dip these nibs rather than fill them, as the pens don't belong to me. And this one's going to get dipped with some Waterman's inspired blue. And this is a 2007 Sheaffer Legacy, and it has an 18 karat gold stub nib. This is a little bit of apples and oranges because this nib is gold and that one's steel, but they're both just as smooth and gorgeous. The stub has a little bit of feedback to it. And let's use his other one. This is the silver-plated 18 karat gold nib. And we'll dip this in the Watermans. And this is a circa 2007 Sheaffer Legacy. Boy, this is even smoother than the other one. 18 karat gold, medium. Beautiful, thick, smooth line. What a beautiful pen. You might not get this pen back at all, Mike. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? I may just have discovered my new favorite fountain pen. I love my vintage Sheaffer PFM from 1960, but it requires a lot of maintenance to keep it inked up, and it restricts my ink choices to inks that are safe for latex sacks, so it doesn't get used very much. But this new Legacy is wonderful. It is hefty and comfortable in my hand, well balanced both posted and unposted, and it writes like a dream, smooth and wet. It feels rugged with its brass body and thick enamel painted surface. Posting the cap doesn't make a mark on the barrel because of the plastic cap threads, just like the original Sheaffer Legacy. Now, $210 isn't inexpensive for a steel nibbed fountain pen, but this is the classic Sheaffer Imperial inlaid nib, and in my opinion, the most beautiful fountain pen nib ever made. The Waterman Edson comes a close second, followed by the Sheaffer Karen. I was excited that the new owners of the Sheaffer brand showed some interest in bringing back the glory years of the brand, and I was anxious to find out if they had succeeded in recreating a fountain pen that is considered a classic. Well, I think they knocked this one out of the park. When I was doing the unboxing, I mentioned there was no gold option for this pen, but between unboxing the pen, using it for a couple weeks, and now doing the review, Sheaffer has announced that an 18 karat gold nib version will be available just in time for the lucrative gift-giving season. So Yost, if you're wondering what to get me for Christmas, you know where to reach me. And there you have it. Many thanks go out to Yost Applebaum for providing me with this marvelous new Sheaffer Legacy for me to share with you ink-quiring minds out there. And special thanks to my pen friend Mike of the Calgary Pen Club for loaning me these two precious pens of yours. Mike tells me that this Legacy here, the silver-plated one, was his first fountain pen 18 years ago. So you're a brave man, Mike, for entrusting me with these treasures. And you'll have them back next week, my friend. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comment section, and you'll get cool emojis, badges, sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as instant access to my videos the moment I post them. And that just leaves it for me to say thank you. Watching, and that's all she wrote.
I made this.